Charles, right here in Austin.
Hello, Charles.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How you doing?
Thanks for calling.
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
We're fine. We're great.
Glad to hear it. I would probably describe myself as a recovering atheist. I don't mean to catch a value judgment like I'm better than you now or anything of that nature. But
okay.
I think if I were to give a positive definition of what I am, I think it's going to be pretty difficult. I think I'm probably leaning toward deism of some sort.
So you're saying you believe in a God, but not a God who's currently active in the world?
Essentially, I don't think you would probably, based on what I've seen from this show, accept my definition of a God as an appropriate definition for God. So I think that would probably be just a disagreement we'd have to observe. But I do think that I have some definite criticisms that are tangible, discussable, in very real terms about the show and what the show seems to purport, which is not what is often claimed as sort of the absence of position, a neutral position, that is quickly dismissed by some very specific claims about material, the nature of material, and our knowledge about that material. And those claims seem to evince a complete lack of familiarity with the ongoing discussion that's done, in whether it's theology, philosophy, or physics. And I can give you specific examples, but the first one is it's really the sort of inane Philistinism. And I don't mean to be mean, but I think that's the best way I can describe it. And okay. I think it's connected. I'm sorry, did you say something?
Go on.
Okay. I think it's connected in a broader sense to new atheism, this sort of zeitgeisty thing, which is really just old materialism, a new Philistinism, and probably most aptly called popular atheism, which is like asking Rush Limbaugh about economics. Okay.
Well, why don't we cut to the chase here?
Right.
And why don't you cure our Philistinism by giving us hard evidence for this God that's not a God that you believe in?
I can't give you hard evidence.
Well, then what reason do we have to believe your claim, believe that it's accurate? I mean, why should we change our opinion that...
I haven't established any position, and I told you I'm very confused. I'm persuadable. I think, unlike most people, I am persuadable.
Well, then what's your basis for saying that we're being Philistines when you admit that you can't back up what it is you claim to believe in?
The first thing I hear repeatedly on your show that comes to mind is Occam's razor used as a proof of something. Occam's razor...
No, I don't think Occam's razor is a proof of anything. It's a rule of thumb.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's exactly right. But Matt Dillon, he said specifically, I can point out the video to you, that he could disprove God by use of Occam's razor.
I would, based on what I know of Matt, I would be surprised if he ever said that I can disprove God. You might have heard a caller say that, but I know Matt's point of view really well.
He could disprove this person's version of God.
Well,
you can eliminate that as a possibility, and it doesn't eliminate possibilities.
Yeah, but Matt has also said, and I've been here on the show when he said it, that even when he says, and I agree with him, when I say, with total confidence that I don't believe a God exists, I'm still not making anything in the way of an absolute knowledge claim, right? So all we can do as atheists and skeptics is respond to the arguments that we get from people who claim to be believers.
More importantly, though, Matt's not here to defend himself right now, and both of us here in studio would not say that we can disprove God, and would not say that Occam's razor can be used as any kind of proof. So is there anything else with our point of view that you would disagree with?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Matt is one of the representatives of this show.
Yeah, but he's not on today, so why you're talking to us?
That's accurate. That's accurate. He's obviously not on the show. But at the same time, there's an overarching narrative that goes with the show, and that is a material interpretation of the universe. Let me see if you will agree with this. I saw another person on your show do this sort of inane explanation of the universe with physical objects and relating numbers being demonstrable by physical objects and saying that the 2 is demonstrable by putting 2 things anywhere. I mean, are numbers...
you can demonstrate it that way,
Let me ask you that.
You can demonstrate that. I mean, it was demonstrated, so are you saying that that's wrong?
I am saying that that is not a sufficient explanation of numbers, of cardinality of numbers, the uses of numbers. It's a completely insufficient conception of what numbers are.
So, so what's your explanation of numbers, God?
Yeah.
I would probably like Roger Penrose. Do you know who Roger Penrose is?
Yes, I've read The Emperor's New Mind. I disagree with a lot of stuff Penrose said, but I think he's a pretty smart guy.
Right. The book that would be pertinent to this is the Road to Reality, which doesn't deal with stuff out of his field. It's pure mathematics and physics, and that's his field. You know, he was basically laying the foundation for Hawking. And he's a Platonist or a Neoplatonist, and he thinks, and I think that there is reason to believe that the world of mathematics is a non-material yet no less real entity. And to say that numbers are demonstrable isn't sufficient, okay, because what that necessarily implies is that the numbers can be derived from the mind, okay, and that they are purely conceptual.
Okay.
Well, they can be. I mean, you can conceive of numbers, right? I mean, you can.
Well, then you start.
How is that wrong? I mean, is it your claim that that's wrong? That we cannot conceive of numbers in the mind? That we cannot demonstrate things using numbers?
No, you cannot derive numbers from the mind.
Okay, clarify that. What do you
mean by derive?
Yeah.
Because from one point of view, you could not derive numbers from anything but your mind.
Are you familiar at all with the Platonist theory of forms?
Yes.
Okay. That would be the cause of our revelations, of mathematical revelations. Roger Penrose would say, when you're looking at a fractal represented visually, you're exploring a territory no less real than a mountainside.
Okay, can you move along to what this has to do with, I mean, is this going to get to God, or are you just complaining about us not sufficiently being in line with a Platonist point of view?
No,
because, I mean, I think this may be a little too abstract for the audience.
Okay, you're not sufficiently in line with any point of view. It's the methodology.
I'm in line with my point of view, so that's at least one.
I mean, what point of view should we be in line with, do you think? I mean, we're here basically as an atheist program. Our view as atheists, the reason we do this program is a response to religious programming and religious ideas. Our view is we don't believe a God exists.
What I just said. It's the methodology that's not consistent with any workable methodology to figure out anything, no less atheism.
Atheism is a lack of belief in gods. Why does that need to be figured out? Some clown comes here and he says, oh, there's a big invisible magic man in the sky who grants me wishes, and we say, prove it, and he says, I can't, and we say, well, we don't believe in that. Beyond that, what do we need to prove here?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what. First of all, a refutation of biblical interpretation of the Christian Bible is just as inane as a biblical interpretation of the Bible. Who are you arguing with? You're saying that you're refuting a biblical interpretation of the Christian Bible. That's your position.
A biblical interpretation of the Bible.
I'm not in the business of interpreting the Bible. I mean, basically, my point of view about the Bible is there is no particular reason to take any of it seriously.
Yeah, we can only respond. I've said this already on the show tonight. We can only respond to the claims that we get from theists.
Which fallacy in particular is it?
Okay, it's a fallacy that you have this neutral position.
We don't claim to have a neutral position. We don't have a neutral position because we say quite openly we don't believe in any gods. How is that a neutral position? We're quite open about it. That's what the word atheist means.
You're a positive atheist.
I'm getting kind of tired of you here, Charles, because I'm waiting for you to make a point.
Okay,
and you're just rambling and go, well, you guys aren't, in line with this or that or the other, and you don't. But you're not giving us examples. You're not giving us any reason to believe. You're not giving us any reason to agree with you on things yet, because you're not defending a position. You're just coming out with criticisms that are rambling and incoherent so far. A biblical interpretation of the Bible? I mean, come on. What are we supposed to? What is our point of view supposed to be?
To my ability to explain it. Now.
Well, if you can't explain your ideas, how can we understand you?
There is no God. The statement "there is no God" is not categorically different than the statement that there is.
We say we don't believe in any gods. We did not say there is no God, and that is a categorical difference.
So you are not a positive atheist.
I don't think you're understanding the word positive in context. I think what we mean when we say that we promote positive atheism is that we promote atheism in a positive way. We're the nice atheists, basically. We're the guys you want to hang out with.
The point is, at the very beginning of this call,
we're trying to make positive difference in society.
The point is, at the very beginning of this call, okay, you criticized us for not having whatever good methodology or reasoning and being inane or whatever. And so I said, okay, why should we believe in what it is that you claim to believe? Please defend your beliefs. You admitted you couldn't, so why are we still talking? Unless you can,
That's not what I said.
Well, yeah, we can probably play back the recording and show it. So again, give us some reason why your point of view is right. You think we're wrong, so obviously you think that you have a point of view that is more accurate in terms of understanding the world and the universe than ours is. Fine. Please defend that. Present your evidence for what it is that you believe, and let us evaluate it.